My name's Harry, and I recently joined a fraternity at my rural college to experience the sense of kinship and brotherhood. Surprisingly, there was no hazing, just some lighthearted mock contracts and good times. The leader of this group, Frank, wasn't exactly a leader in a traditional sense. He was a wealthy sophomore with a gentle demeanor, who everyone deferred to, not because of any official title, but because of his generosity and cooking skills. His homemade chicken tenders were legendary, and people followed his whims in exchange for great food and a good time. One cold winter evening, after rushing the frat, we were gathered watching Game of Thrones, drinking beer, and indulging in Frank's famous chicken tenders. They were perfectly breaded, seasoned, and fried to perfection, far from store-bought. After dinner, I noticed Frank stuffing leftover bones, meat, and scraps into a bucket. Curious, I asked him what he was doing with it. "Gonna feed the pig. Wanna come?" Frank said, almost casually. I followed him down into the basement. As we descended, my unease grew. The basement was no ordinary room. It had iron cuffs mounted on the walls, tranquilizer darts, tasers, and locks covering the door. The door itself was secured with 9 locks, 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom, and 3 on the sides. Why would a pig need this level of security? Frank unlocked the door, revealing a dark room. In the corner, I saw a figure. At first, I thought it was a woman, asleep in a pool of red. I opened my mouth to scream, but Frank quickly pressed a finger to my lips. "SSSSH. You'll scare her," he whispered. The figure stirred, and when it moved toward us, I realized it wasn't a woman. Her fingers were unnaturally long, ending in hooked, sharp nails. Her eyes were hollow, 2 black pools that shifted, never dripping. She was bald, her skin sagging and twisted, showing her bones beneath, and her shark-like teeth were stained with a brownish substance that looked like decayed blood. Frank sighed softly and kicked the bucket of blood and leftovers toward her. The creature sniffed the contents, then eagerly started gorging on the gore as if it were a 5-star meal. After she finished, Frank carefully reached out to take the bucket back, speaking in a low, soothing voice. Grumbling softly, the creature reluctantly kicked the bucket back, her voice gurgling as if speaking was a painful task. Afterward, she crawled back to her corner, resting. Horrified, I asked Frank if this was a normal occurrence. "Oh, it sure is," he said with a smirk. "Get used to it. Next Friday, it's your turn to bathe her."